My name is Jane Geiler and I work at Glasgow Caledonian University. I'm a lecturer in psychology, so I'm based in the Department of Psychology, Social Work and Allied Health Sciences, and that's in the School of Health and Life Sciences. I run the Level 4 cyberpsychology module. I'm also the academic blended learning lead for the department, and that involves supporting staff in developing good practice in innovative e-learning and blended learning. And I'm also director of the Learning Development Centre in the School of Health and Life Sciences. So that involves leading a team of academic development tutors and supporting students in their learning. Our project is Students as Active Content Creators using Xerte for Assessment in Cyberpsychology. We initiated this project because we're looking to redesign the assessment in cyberpsychology, and we wanted to embed an innovative assessment which would help facilitate students' digital literacies. This is a key learning outcome for the module. We also were interested in using Xerte. I can see a lot of possibilities for this technology in enhancing students' digital literacies and also moving them from passive consumers of content to active content creators. And we felt that this would have a lot of learning value for the students. We managed to obtain some funding from the Higher Education Academy for a small mini project looking at students as users of Xerte and creating content using Xerte. This allowed us to embed some support for students and create a team to support students in their use of Xerte. So for example, we had one of our school learning technologists who's normally staff facing, though he played a pivotal role in supporting the students in their use of Xerte, and the staff as well, including myself as module leader who was relatively new to using Xerte, and also the ICT skills tutor who was familiar with Xerte, but she developed her skills through this project as well. So that our human toolkit, as it were there to support the students. And overall what the students were doing really was they were creating a learning object, so a self-contained unit of material, interactive material that could be put online for a specific group of learners. So the students were designing their assessment with a target audience in mind, whether this be first-time internet users such as the elderly who were wishing to use Skype to keep in touch with family, or parents who were going to be learning more about social media and cyberbullying. In terms of gauging the success of the project, the feedback that we got from the students as we went along was relatively informal. We met with the students. Cyberpsychology is a blended learning module, so we don't see them face to face all the time. But the times that we did see them, every fortnight we met face to face, and the students would meet themselves face to face and online. With that time, we were able to gauge how they were getting on, how they were feeling about the project, how they were feeling about their learning objects, and we were also able to track their progress more formally through blogs that they kept in the VLE. They kept a weekly blog, and this let us really see what problems they were encountering with using Xerte and draw out the barriers and enablers to students' use of Xerte, but also gauge just in general, were they enjoying it, were they having fun, were they frustrated with it, were they getting enough support, and we were able to tailor our support and our input more to their needs in that way. And at the beginning, the students were really motivated by something new, motivated by the real life nature of the task, designing the learning object for a particular audience. Also working as a team, they were looking forward to working one last final time really, as they were just, this was their last module before graduation. So they were really enthusiastic about Xerte and the possibilities that it offered beyond PowerPoint as well. I think a lot of staff have heard of Xerte, but they haven't really been able to see what can be done with it, and how it is just a template. Like anything else, there is a learning curve, but a lot of it is about confidence and just getting on there and doing it. And the students said that themselves, that with the right support in place, you've got the confidence to move out of your comfort zone. The project has enhanced staff's digital literacies as well as students, and we can then facilitate good practice within our institution and beyond. And so certainly it's enhanced staff and students' digital literacies. What's next for the project? I think the most important thing that we have to do initially is put a business case together to get the IT support and an external facing server so that students and staff can use Xerte off campus. That will be really important. Xerte creates reusable learning objects, or they can be created through Xerte. So we of course are going to roll out the materials, including the learning objects, to the wider discipline and make them publicly available. The rubrics as well, the assessment rubrics, the top tips for making your learning object, these can all be made available. And next year it'll be nice to have the students' learning objects to talk through with the next cohort of students and be able to reflect on what makes a good learning object and the lessons learned. Some of the added benefits that we didn't really foresee with this project, I think, tie in with this theme of students as partners. From the very beginning, it felt like a kind of informal partnership with the students and between the project team. So you've got the ICT skills tutor, the learning technologist, and myself as module leader, working alongside students to develop this assessment. So part of that, for example, would be developing the rubrics and talking about what makes a good learning object, how are we going to be able to assess this, and making that process very clear for students, but they certainly had their input into it as well. We got really positive feedback from the students. Not only did they enjoy doing the task and working on something new, they really saw the value of being able to try something new and be creative. They talked about how their employability skills, they felt that they had been improved, that it wouldn't be a case of just on their CV when it came to talking about their transferable skills, well, I can use Word, I can use Excel, but they could actually talk about how they had created online interactive materials for a specific audience, and that they could actually see themselves how they could take that into some of their current places of work. So that was really good in terms of graduate attributes and transferable skills. That was really important to see that.